One of the things people haven't realized yet is what will be the impact of AI in public speaking engagements. Are we going to have robots on stage? Are we going to have people aided by some way through AI? That is an interesting conversation that I would like us to have today in today's video. So stick around. If, like me, you saw highly scripted presentations on stage where the presenter seems to be everything but human, you come to realize that probably a robot would make a much better performance. Because if a human is on stage and is performing like a robot, it doesn't seem natural, right? But if a robot is pretending to be human, everybody will get a kick out of it. That is a conversation that very few people are having in the public speaking arena, because you want to learn from people's experience. So that's why you hear a presenter, that's why you welcome on stage someone human, because you will expect that person to transmit something to you based on their experience. But that's not what's happened, because most people, what they do is they will condense their experience into a story or into a lecture, into a script, that then they will have to do it on stage. They will have to perform it on stage. And more often than not, they want to stick to the script. And by doing so, they will lose the only edge that they have over a robot, which is to be authentic, to be human. Oh, I don't know about you, but when I see a speaker on stage, I prefer to see some mistakes, see something that I can relate to. Because if I would like to be lectured, I would just go on YouTube and watch a video like this. But when you're on stage, it's because you would like to have that human connection. You would like to have something that will mimic that person being there just for you. It's like a meeting of minds. Just gather around several people because they have something to say. They have something to hopefully will inspire other people. It will change some people's perspective on some subject. I feel extremely frustrated when I need to coach speakers who come with a pre-scripted role. They don't feel like they could step outside of those boundaries. Taking ownership of what you're going to say, even if it's scripted, it's the very first stage of you being more authentic and thus, I would say, more successful and more engaging with your audience. So if you want to be a robot, you can try to begin by being a robot in private. That's what you do when you do a dry run, when you practice. If you practice enough, then it will become second nature. But don't just bring that feeling that you're still in front of a mirror to a stage. And you may think, how many times are enough? How many times should I practice until this story, which is not my script, becomes mine? Well, it goes back to if you ever had to do some presentation at school and you would have to present something that 90% would be material taken out of the book, but you have to somehow make it your own. Those are the same lessons you should bring in these moments where the script has already been written or the guidelines are there, but you need to make it your own. And make it your own means that you can throw in your perspective on some topics, you can rewrite, you can change the tone. Those things take a lot of practice. Again, if you are reading someone else's script. What I hear a lot of people that have pre-scripted presentations say is, should I say this, should I say that? That is outside of the script. So they come to a standstill and they have a sort of analysis paralysis when they try to tailor and customize that presentation to be more of their own. And the lesson couldn't be further away from that approach. You definitely should feel like you're gonna take everything apart only to put it back again, but with your own hands. I think you will have your work cut out for you in terms of making it your own, tearing it apart, putting it back again, practicing it a lot, and then once you step on stage, no one will even imagine that that was a scripted or that was a pre-scripted presentation. It would look a lot like that you've created it. Now that means that you need to take some risks. That means that you have to probably take some things out and insert some other things so the whole storyline makes sense for you. If you're asked to be a robot, if you're asked to do something that's pre-scripted, you can always say no. That's always an option. But if you say yes, you will have a lot of work in front of you. If that's part of your work and you cannot say no, or you are excited about the prospect of doing it, make sure you work a lot on tearing it apart, understanding every piece, and once you put it back in, maybe some pieces will not fit, like always. When was the last time that you took some box apart and then you started to put everything back again and things didn't fit? So once things start not fitting is when you start diving deep into what the storyline is all about and how can you bring your own knowledge and experience in making those pieces glued together in a way that would make sense for you, hence it will be more authentic for you. Second takeaway that I would like you to leave with this video with is practice a lot. After you put it all back together, practice it a lot, making sure that you don't feel like you're being robotic, like the story is making sense for you. The third takeaway would be for you to think about things that you can insert both at the beginning or at the end of your presentation to make sure that whatever you're saying will fit a bigger picture. Within the event that you're speaking, a lineup of speakers, because I had people that I've coached that had companies or speakers from competitor companies speaking before them or after them, and they were kind of nervous that things wouldn't work out. And then what I told them to do was to pick things from the presentation just before them and then insert those hooks within their presentation. So it gives a continuity to what you're saying. So although it looked scripted, now it looks more authentic, and now with this third way of putting it in perspective in the overall or overarching theme of your event. Now you may be invited for an event that you cannot control. You don't know who are the speakers before you, you don't know who are the speakers after you. You may want to do that research before. But if that research is not possible, I would advise you to stay there for the speaking engagement before you and try to do something that will seem like you're picking up on some of those hooks. Now, you may be the first speaker, and if that's the case, then you need to put those messages at the end, which will look very much like you are someone that is opening up the book for something else that's going to happen. Again, making it more personal and making it more authentic. Start making every presentation your own, more human than ever. And if you want to use AI to help you, you can record yourself and put your script up to review for some AI tool. But nevertheless, if you're on stage, it's because humans want to hear humans speak. Hope this helps. See you on the next video.